Alrighty, everybody. What is going on? This is the official first show. We are going to be talking about all of the brands tonight, that being NXT, Raw, and SmackDown. So before we get into it, make sure you guys hit that like button and make sure to subscribe to the channel. We are going to be trying to do these every week, and then we're going to be doing the pay-per-view shows, as I mentioned yesterday. So yeah, we're going to get into it. The first brand we're going to get into is NXT. The first thing I wanted to talk about was the breakout tournaments. So, I don't think that they are really doing it much with the women's one. It seems that they're just maybe having a match like every once in a while and not really paying attention to it. But I have the brackets here for the men's one. So the finals is taking place at New Year's Evil, and that'll be Riley Osborne versus Obafemi. I have no idea who those people are. I think this is the tournament in NXT where the people that you don't that like nobody knows, they're just like recent like trainees in the performance center getting their shot at NXT to see how well they perform. And then one thing I don't like about this is Lexis King because I don't like Lexis King at all. I think he just ran away from the worst company, all trash. I mean, all elite wrestling. Sorry. So, but he found a way to lose. I wasn't expecting him to lose in the even in the second round. I thought maybe maybe he would lose in the finals, but no, he got pinned and he lost. So yeah, now we have the finals match at New Year's Eve. That'll be interesting to see. And then I think the winner that gets a contract for NXT. So yeah, so next up we're gonna be jumping into what I think is probably one of the best storylines of right now that is going on, the Carmelo Hayes situation. And I actually touched on this on my TikTok channel. Make sure you go check that out. It is Mania season, Mania, and then dot season, SZN. I'll have to get a logo up here for next time. That's something I probably should have done. So yeah, make sure to go follow that. We got like almost 1,300 followers on there. So we're trying to get to 2,000. We gotta keep grinding, keep making videos. So make sure to go check that out. And the Carmelo Hayes situation, I did touch on that, mostly because of what we are going to be getting into later. This situation in NXT has been going on well since Carmelo Hayes lost the NXT title. Um, I think I don't think he should have lost it. I think he should have. I think he should have kept it for longer. Honestly, I think he should still be the NXT champion, or they could have kept him in the finals for that tournament that we'll be talking about later on. Um, so this has now they kind of dropped the heat between him and Ilya Dragunov. They kind of Carmelo Hayes went on his own path, had a feud with Lexis King, and then now he's getting into this stuff with Ilya again. They're doing the Trick and Carmelo. They're kind of feuding, but they're saying they're friends. Um, I think that this is class right here, especially since they have Shawn Michaels running this whole thing and Triple H. I'm sure Triple H helps out. Um, but they have this Trick supposedly got attacked by Lexis King. That was the idea. And then a few weeks later, Carmelo Hayes got attacked, supposedly. A few weeks ago, Carmelo Hayes comes out to the ring when Trick is having a promo. He interrupts him and Ilya because Trick won the Iron Survivor Challenge at NXT Deadline, I think it was. And now he gets to challenge Ilya for the title in New Year's Evil. So now they're having these promos back and forth, which are phenomenal each and every time. And then Carmelo comes out. He says he has um, the breaking news. He knows who attacked him and Trick, and he says it was Ilya. And I was like, what? but like I was shocked. Like I don't pay attention to NXT as much as I pay attention to like main roster stuff. But some of their storylines in NXT can be like very well produced. So, and this is one of those times. This is like going back to prime NXT where we had Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa and Undisputed Era, Adam Cole versus each member. So now this we're kind of getting that again with Trick versus Carmelo Hayes. I'm sure they'll have that match down the line at some point in 2024. Um, but yeah, next in the promo, um, they start to kind of fight Ilya and Carmelo. Trick, they share words with each other, and then ends up um, Carmelo accidentally hitting Trick Williams with the NXT title, and that sets off a big moment in NXT. So now we have this NXT title match. I don't know if will win. I hope he wins. He probably won't win though, although Ilya and Carmelo Hayes are well due for a main roster call up. They've been trying to get Mello to get on to see if he can get better on the main roster, but they they just keep putting him back in NXT. I think Ilya well deserves to go to the main roster, and I think that'll probably happen in the next probably few months. So and that well actually so now that I think about it, I don't know that New Year's Evil is actually a pay-per-view in an arena. I think it's just one of those ones that they call like a special show, and it'll be in the Performance Center next week. Um, so I Trick probably is going to lose, and then what they probably will do is Carmelo Hayes versus Ilya versus Trick. Maybe Carmelo Hayes will win it back. I don't know, but for now, Ilya is probably going to keep the title for at least now. Um, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I want to talk about for NXT. There's not really much that's going on in there. They don't really have. I really only pay attention to half of their talent, not even half. I pay attention to some of the tag team matches, which their pay-per-views, I gotta say, their pay-per-views are really good. Half the time, it is really interesting. Some of the weekly shows, I'll watch them for build up into the pay-per-views, but the I really only watch the pay-per-views. If there's nothing to do, I'll watch it. Um, it's way better than AEW though. It's better than anything that AEW will put out. Excuse me. Gotta stay hydrated. You know what I'm saying? So so yeah, NXT pay-per-views are so phenomenal. The last one I know everybody was going crazy because CM Punk was there, and I hate CM Punk. CM Punk is a coward. He's not going to beat Seth Rollins. He's not going to win the Royal Rumble. So So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to cover on NXT. There's a bunch to cover in Raw and SmackDown. I could have I should have kept it to like I should have kept it 10 minutes. We're only at 9 minutes here. We can keep going for another minute. What is there to talk about NXT? Tag champs, they got to change. Those Tony D'Angelo and Stax Lorenzo. They're the champ right now. I think or are they? I don't even know if Chase U is the champions. I think Chase U is the champions, honestly. Um Also yeah, I want to touch on that. That Chase U situation. I've been loving their little like college like promo things recently. And they're like under fire almost because Andre Chase like allegedly spent all that money on like gambling and stuff like that. So, so I'm really liking what they're trying to do with this. Um, so that is actually all I want to cover on NXT. We're gonna get back to some people in NXT later, but that is all we have for NXT right now. Next up, we're gonna go to Monday Night Raw. Jeez, it has been a lot. with these main roster shows every week. It's been it's been good. I'm really liking what they're doing now with the general managers situation. They haven't they haven't really been they've been showing Nick Aldis a lot on SmackDown side of things. They haven't really been showing Adam Pearce. Like he'll book a match or two sometimes, but he's not really there much. Um, next, I mean, really, these women's tag team titles. I was thinking about this earlier. If I think enough people are complaining that they could get rid of these, um, but like definitely they'll have one or two people that will complain about it, and then they'll get sued, and then there will be all this trouble. But it's really, I mean, it is bad luck. I think every single time someone has held the women's tag team titles, one of half of those tag champs has gotten hurt. So for those titles to still be around, it's crazy. I know they just changed titles. They got they got the titles on Katana Chance and I forget the other girl name. Their names are so the same. Um, but they'll probably be the champs for 2 weeks, and then something's gonna happen. One of them will probably get hurt. I hope none of them get hurt. I don't hope I hope nobody gets hurt from these titles anymore. They should honestly just get rid of them. Like I think like I was going back to what I was saying earlier on that. They like, enough people hated the 24/7 championship and they got rid of it. And it was just boring at this point. It was R-Truth would win it, Drake Maverick would win it back. R-Truth would win it, Drake Maverick would win it back. I do gotta admit though, I'll go back and watch some of those old clips, like when R-Truth won not the NXT championship, the 24/7 championship at Drake Maverick's wedding, and he won it in Drake Maverick's hotel room. Those were some funny promos. Like those were some funny scenes in there. So um, and then they started having women carry it, and then they just threw it out. So I think they should probably do that with the women's tag titles, or at least get new ones. Like these ones that they have now are so boring. They could probably get like black straps. Black straps look so much better. Um, but yeah, I think they need to get rid of these tag team titles or make sure make sure for certain that none of these people get hurt. Plus, the women's division right now is just so lousy. Like they're book they're booking Becky Lynch versus Nia Jax. That's just awful. If Becky Lynch is that unpopular that she's gonna have to face off against Nia Jax, and they're not even pushing it at all. Like they're not pushing this rivalry at all. They're like gonna have Nia Jax say one thing to her backstage. Next week, Nia Jax will wrestle nobody. Becky Lynch will come out and help that person. Whatever. 2 weeks, you don't hear anything about it. It's 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 getting kind of ridiculous with the women's division, honestly. Um, only good thing about the women's division is like the War Games matches or the Royal Rumbles or stuff like that. Special matches like Money in the Bank. Um, Even those are like people almost die in those matches. So, because the girls don't know how to work equally as good as matches. Um, so now we have the men's side of things. Um, the newest signing for Monday Night Raw. Um, the person that I dislike the most in this company. I hate him. I could care less what he does. I I feel like he's gonna get fired. He's definitely gonna get fired at some point. Um, he, I don't know why they brought him back. There's just so many things that don't seem right to me. But CM Punk, he's gonna have. We saw him come out of Survivor Series. I didn't think it was gonna happen. I was surprised when it did. I tolerated it for about 3 days, and now I'm over it. So I don't want him to leave. He can go back to not elite wrestling. So I keep bashing AEW. That's because I hate AEW too. I hate AEW. I hate CM Punk. That's just how it is. So um, yeah, he's gonna have this feud with Seth Rollins going up into the Royal Rumble. I don't. Well, sorry, I keep forgetting. CM Punk has entered himself into the Royal Rumble. So now that he's actually in the Royal Rumble, who knows if he's gonna be 130 or if they'll completely misbook it and put him at like 16 or 5 or like 28 or like who knows? They'll probably put him at like 23 or something stupid like that in the middle. Meanwhile, Cody Rhodes could get put in one and actually win the whole thing because now they don't put guys like Brock Lesnar in there. Gunther, if Gunther's in there, he probably should win at this point, but he's not. I don't think he probably will be in it. He probably will have a match of his own. Um, since he's like the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion. Um, I see him, yeah, definitely having a big match in there at some point. So, definitely Gunther's not going to be in there. I really hope CM Punk doesn't win. The only way I would be uh, not happy, but okay, is if Punk wins the Rumble, and then I would have to wait until Elimination Chamber, and then Cody wins that. It'll probably like be Cody in the Elimination Chamber versus Solo versus Jimbo Uso versus probably someone who's getting their screen time. Maybe Sami Zayn will get thrown in there. Maybe he'll get traded to maybe he'll get traded to SmackDown because they'll well drafted to SmackDown because they'll or do they do the draft after they do the draft after WrestleMania, so he won't get drafted, so either he gets traded to SmackDown or they just put Raw people in there. um Also, on that really quick, that Sami Zayn situation, he got injured by Drew McIntyre a few weeks ago, and they completely wrote him off, and now he's out here doing live shows. Like, I mean, I see what they're doing. Like, they're gonna do that with Ricochet. Ricochet got a concussion a few months ago, and then he's been they've been like lightly working him back into house shows just to make sure that he's good, everything. So I think they brought him back to TV now. It was like right after the live show I went to like on December like 10th. So yeah. Um, this um this is gonna be wild to see what happens with this CM Punk situation. Um, I mean, we haven't heard from anybody in like 2 weeks because I mean they could have had SmackDown tonight, realistically. It's the 29th. Um, everybody can easily fly back to their houses for New Year's. I mean, I don't think anybody's having a special type of dinner on the 29th. Hey, I'm not bashing anybody that does, but I just think they could have had something tonight, but um especially since Raw is a 3-hour show, I don't think they need 5 hours to cover the best of 2023. They literally had a Logan Paul segment on that best of 2023 on Raw for like 5 seconds. I get he's on SmackDown, but they also had Bad Bunny on there. Bad Bunny's not on any brand, but he fought a Raw superstar at Backlash. Um, so I think they definitely could have had SmackDown tonight. Um, but then we will have Raw on Monday, and then CM Punk will probably be on there, or maybe he'll be like John Cena and take a week or two hiatus. I think his schedule was on there now that I think about it, so he probably actually won't be there on he probably won't be there on Monday, of course. Not a fighting superstar. And that kind of makes me mad too. Even though I'm not a CM Punk fan, that's kind of a blow to Punk, honestly. Well, however you want to think about it. I mean, you're gonna have Punk's first match in WWE in over 10 years, and you're gonna have it at a house show. I get it's Madison Square Garden, but again, it's not televised. It's a house show. You're gonna only a few people are gonna see that. Like, sure, they're gonna have it uploaded on YouTube every year, but they tell you not to do that anyways. Which they know people are gonna do it. And I saw live streams. People did it on TikTok and people did it on Instagram, whatever, YouTube. So, but that's just kind of stupid that it wasn't regularly televised. Um, Obviously he beat Dominic Mysterio because he cheated. Uh, um, so, so I don't know. This Pac situation, it's kind of getting dumb. Who knows what they'll do with Rollins? Next thing we're getting to is Rollins. Um, Obviously he's starting this little feud with CM Punk, but um, he's having a match with Drew McIntyre on Monday, which I don't see why. He beat Drew McIntyre at one of these last pay-per-views, I believe. I think it was probably Crown Jewel. Um, so yeah, Drew is done. Drew is also having this feud with who was it? Was he was having a feud with Jey Uso. They're just having him lose like every single match, and they're bringing him back to trying to build him up. Like he's literally so over with the crowd right now. He's getting them to do like the crowd bounce stuff, and they're just booking him losses. That's what they've been doing at these house shows, and then they finally just changed their script where he beats JD McDonough, I think. Um, but so maybe they'll start to have Jay win matches now. Who knows? But that's kind of the next thing I wanted to get into is that Jey Uso. I guess we just covered it, really. Um, so yeah, I think they need to start booking Jey Uso good matches. I'm not just saying that because I have a shirt on right now. Um, but yeah, I think they certainly need to do better with Jey Uso. They need to put him in. No, no, they need to start building him up anyways, because soon enough it's gonna be WrestleMania season here soon, in the next month, and they're gonna want to start building him and Jimmy up for 40. So I don't know. That situation's gonna be interesting to see. Hopefully they start having Jay win matches. Um, and then Cody. This is where it gets controversial because I think they could be doing so much with Cody right now. Cody should be the champion, but they screwed him with it, obviously, at WrestleMania, because at the time, Vince McMahon was ruining all my happiness, and he wanted to take matters into his own hands. Um, so Vince ruined that, and now Cody will probably get the shot at WrestleMania 40, I'm guessing. He's got to win it this time. They're not gonna have him lose like twice to Roman Reigns. That would be just pointless. So unless Roman surpasses Hulk Hogan, I think it's either before. I don't know if it's before or after SummerSlam. I'm guessing it's before, maybe. So if it's before, then maybe they might have Cody lose to Roman again, and then have him beat Roman at SummerSlam. I don't know. But at this point, I mean, because they don't have any pay-per-views right now. The next pay-per-view is the Royal Rumble, and that is not until January 27th. Um, so it'll be, I mean, Cody will have to get a big feud. He's not gonna feud with Nakamura for that long, I don't think. Nakamura is really not that entertaining. Um, so it's I feel like if they're gonna have if they want to build up Cody, they're gonna start doing it. He'll have a feud. Well, actually, since he's in the Royal Rumble, he's not really gonna be doing anything at this point. So uh, he'll just be wrestling people on Raw, I guess, for now, unless they have him get a SmackDown or do something like that. Um, see here. Sorry, I'm getting messed up with all the social media stuff here. Sorry, so yeah, I think they got to do better with this. Some of this stuff on Raw, like we touched on, that's all I really have for Raw right now. Um, so now let's get into the final topic of the first show, and that'll be Friday Night SmackDown. So obviously, SmackDown's newest signing is the Viper Randy Orton, looking jacked as ever, looking the greatest he's looked in his career. I think he said like 10 more years or something like that at uh at Survivor Series. So we'll be curious to see if he actually does stay 10 more years. Um, I don't think he will. I mean, I'm surprised like he even came back in the first place because he had double fusion back surgery, kept him out 18 months. Now he's back on the grind and he's gonna, as much as I don't like it, he's probably going to win the triple threat match at New Year's Revolution. Uh, we cut out there, but I think we're back now. So yeah, as much as I hate to say it, he's probably going to win the triple threat match at New Year's Revolution. If you don't know what I'm referencing, this Friday, next not today, but next week, next Friday, that is the triple threat match. Randy Orton versus LA Knight, yeah, versus the returning AJ Styles. So two fresh returning superstars in this match, and then LA Knight. I would like LA Knight to win because whoever wins this match gets the face referee. They're not going to win, although if it's LA Knight, they have a good chance. He has a good chance, but I don't think, as much as I hate to say it, I don't think AJ Styles and his black jeans is going to win, and I don't think Randy Orton is going to win either. It's going to be weird though to see what is next for Randy Orton after this Roman Reigns feud. Um, because who knows? Who knows what's going to be um up for Randy Orton? Maybe he'll have a singles match with LA Knight down the road, or a singles match with AJ Styles. That would be pretty interesting. Um, so yeah, that situation. I'm loving the promos too. Randy Orton coming out every week, and now that they had Roman Reigns on the two shows, um, that um, they had Roman Reigns come out, so they were able to do Randy and Roman Reigns promos with the Bloodline. It has been pretty weak and pointless though, because they're just having Solo versus someone in the main event, or Jimmy versus one of them, and the Royal in the not the Royal Rumble in the main event. And I think it's pretty much getting like the Judgment Day thing, where they're having the Judgment Day on main event of every show for no reason. I'm glad we ended that era though. This is sort of getting back into the Monday Night Raw talks. Sorry, I'm just getting over a sickness. Of course, I got sick for Christmas, so I'm just getting over that. So bear with me here if I'm a little slow. Um, and I've never done a show by myself before, so this is a lot of talking for me. So anyways, back to what I was getting to. This is like the Judgment Day thing where they had that they were one of them was always in the main event. I'm glad we ended that era though after War Games. So yeah, now that we have actually reasonable and relevant main events on our weekly shows, we're getting Bloodline weekly matches. And I'm not really liking this Bloodline 2.0 deal. Um, I think they should have. squash the bloodline when they had the chance, but now they're gonna have to wait until at least SmackDown after WrestleMania to start doing this, or maybe some point in Mania season where um, maybe whoever Roman faces at WrestleMania, uh, the Bloodline will come out and turn on Roman Reigns. I would like to see that. That would be pretty interesting. So um, next in this conversation and this SmackDown talk is uh is the United States Championship tournament. We have the we have the finals coming up at New Year's Revolution, I believe, is the finals, and then the winner of that faces Logan Paul, the greatest U.S. champion of all time. Um, so they didn't say when that was. I'm guessing it'll probably be at the Royal Rumble, but we all know who's going to win. I really wanted Carmelo Hayes to win. This is back into that back into kind of that NXT situation. But it's true. I wanted Carmelo Hayes to win that. I think he should have. Him and Logan Paul would have tore the roof off. It would have been match of the year contender for 2024. It would have been a great way to kick off the year too. Um, so I think they screwed over Carmelo Hayes. That's kind of what I'm based on in my TikTok video. So yeah, make sure you go check that out. Um, so yeah, in this US title tournament, we had Kevin Owens, we had Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, we had Bobby Lashley, Santos Escobar, and Carmelo Hayes. I forget who else. But I know in the first round, I think it was the first round, Bobby Lashley, um, Bobby Lashley got screwed over by Santos Escobar's new friends, the I don't even know what to call them anymore. It's Angel Garza and Humberto. So yeah, I don't even know what they call themselves anymore. They were in NXT for a while, and now they're back up here, and we haven't seen them since. Well, I guess that was the last SmackDown. So who knows what we'll see of them on New Year's Revolution. Excuse me. So that'll be interesting to see. Everybody's getting groups now. Everybody's starting their own factions. Everybody's um starting things. You know, it's Bobby Lashley in the Hurt Business. It is now the Bloodline 2.0. We have we're getting a new faction with Karrion Kross here soon. Or I'm guessing it's gonna be him and the Authors of Pain. That is something else I wanted to touch on. Authors of Pain, if you don't know who they were in the faction with Seth Rollins and he was the Monday Night Messiah back in 2020. That's what we had to that he was our savior in the 2020 era. So him, Authors of Pain, and Buddy Murphy, and then I think they just got fired a few months later. So I think they're coming back because they were in the video package on the last episode of SmackDown that we saw, and we got the teaser for their manager too. I forget what his name is, I'm gonna be honest. So the faction will probably end up being Bobby Lashley, Authors of Pain, um, Scarlett, and that other dude. I have no idea who it is. I forget his name. I know who it is, but I just forget his name. So next, so I want to keep going in that U.S. title tournament. We had Carmelo Hayes beat Grayson Waller in that first round match. It seems like I don't know. I thought Carmelo Hayes was gonna get screwed out of the first match anyways because he was facing Grayson Waller and they wanna they wanna kind of build up Carmelo Hayes and not Carmelo Hayes, Grayson Waller. It kind of seemed like they want to build up Grayson Waller, but I guess not. It was a close match, honestly, but at the end they kind of just had Carmelo squash Grayson Waller. So I think I think Carmelo should have won far. I know I'll probably keep saying that for a while, but they should have had him win, or at least have him and Kevin Owens in the finals. Um, but then Kevin Owens did end up beating Carmelo Hayes in the second round. Austin Theory got beat by Kevin Owens, I believe. Kevin Owens is going to be the one to win this. There's no doubt. If Santos Escobar wins it, I will be so. I will be angry. I will be so very annoyed. I don't like Santos Escobar. I didn't like him in the LWO. That's one other thing about me. I hated the LWO. I'm so glad that they pretty much broke it up now. I mean, it is pretty much broken up now that Rey Mysterio is out with this injury. That was a crazy injury too. I don't, I don't think that's just like they're just selling that injury. I think he had a whole leg cast on him that he was rocking with in the airport when he was taking pictures with fans. So, I think he'll probably come back at the Royal Rumble if he can. If he broke his leg, who knows if he'll come back at the Royal Rumble. But my guess is he'll be a surprise spot in the Royal Rumble. Um, so yeah, that's the updated brackets pretty much. So we have Santos Escobar and Kevin Owens um this week. So again, not that's not tonight, that'll be next week's episode of SmackDown. So I'll be watching that, and then that'll be on next week's week in review. I'll review everything that happened in each show. You might not get as much out of me from NXT, because again, like I said, I don't watch that much, but I watch like clips and I'll see what happens. Um, but yeah, so that'll be our next show. I guess I can talk about that really quick. Our next show will be on. I don't even know what Saturday next Saturday is. But yeah, I'm reason why the first episode is not today, is not tomorrow, is because I'm going to a relative's house tomorrow. So I will not be able to upload that um tomorrow. So I'm hope you guys are enjoying this video so far. Again, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button, turn on the notification bell so you do not miss an upload. And then like I said, I will continue to if there's like any news updates or anything that's happening in wrestling, I'll make sure to like let you guys know what's going on. So, um what else do we got in here? I guess we can touch a little bit on the women's division on in SmackDown. They have the almighty Chinese, um, Japanese, whatever you want to call it. But it's basically like the Judgment Day size, uh, damage control. I forgot what it was for there for a second, but they're also running the Asuka and uh, what's her name, Kairi Sane. They're still running that Kabuki Warriors business. So it's like um, damage control, but it's also Kabuki Warriors. I feel like Bailey is going to get kicked out at some point soon. Um, that'll probably come up in the next few weeks. It'll probably be like the Sami Zayn thing with the bloodline. They'll start to have a bunch of miscommunications that'll end up leading to um, that'll end up leading to Bailey turning on them or them turning on Bailey. So it'll be interesting to see um, what happens. Um, Again, with that, we just had the women's War Games match too. So it was it was Bianca Belair Shotzi, it was Charlotte Flair, and Mia Yim. Mia Yim was in there versus was it Mia Yim? I think it was Mia Yim, if I'm not mistaken. Versus um obviously everybody in Damage Control. Also, except for Dakota Kai. Now that will be interesting too. That now that she's out with an injury right now. So who knows when she will like be able to wrestle. Um, so I wonder now that I think about it, I wonder if she will be kicked out with Bailey, if they'll like beat up on her too, or if um yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen with the whole Dakota Kai situation with the whole damage control. Um, but and then obviously in that I think it was probably 2 weeks ago, um, we had Charlotte Flair versus Asuka. Asuka completely messed up. I think it was Asuka's fault, honestly. Also could have been half Charlotte's fault. She the situation ended up Charlotte fell. Well, I don't think this was the situation. I forget what it was, honestly, since it was a while back, but I know Charlotte messed her knee up and now she had to have surgery and she will be out for 9 months. So that's that's not ideal. That's not what you want. Um so hopefully she heals up and then I don't like Charlotte Flair, but um not like gonna be disrespectful or anything like that. So she'll probably be back. It's hard to tell if she'll be back like at Survivor Series or if she'll be back at like maybe SummerSlam at the earliest, maybe. Also actually I'm gonna touch on this really quick. I forget now that I remember in the women's division. Jade Cargill, WWE just signed her a few months back, so she is a newer signing of WWE as well. Um I guess the rumor is that they had her working at the performance center and they figured out that she is not a good athlete and she can't really have good matches, which I can see that because she worked in AEW. So that's what you get when you work in AEW, unless your name is MJF, um, or Adam Cole. So I guess they're gonna wait. They're waiting on her. They're probably going to wait until Royal Rumble, I would say. Um, so she'll be back at the Royal. She'll be making her debut at the Royal Rumble. She'll probably. I don't know if she'll win. I'm still going for Liv Morgan to win the Royal Rumble. Maybe if she quits doing drugs in her car. So yeah, who knows at this point with everything that's been going on. So back to the SmackDown side of things. Obviously with that, hoping Charlotte Flair gets better. Other than that, Bianca Belair stuff, that stuff's getting boring. They're probably gonna write her off of TV pretty quick here if they don't have anything for her, or they'll try to build her up again and they'll have her face Jade Cargill at some point. So I don't know. It's tough. It's tough to tell what they're gonna do with these um what they're gonna do with these um women's division matches, what they're gonna do with like what they're gonna do with all these people. I mean, they gotta fit all these people in there at some point, but they just don't work some people correctly. Um, so I guess that's really all I have for this first episode. We're gonna be ending on 45 minutes. So that was a good first episode. That was better than I expected. It would go. Hopefully we get a lot of good view. Hopefully we get good views on this. Make sure to your share your feedback on this. I think the comments should work on this channel. So let me know in the comments what you thought about this first episode. Make sure again like the video, subscribe, and turn on the notification button so you never miss one of these great episodes. And then go ahead, make sure you subscribe to the Triple B Experience podcast. That is where I got all of my help from. Bob was a great guy. He helps me out a lot. And then make sure to go subscribe to Pro Wrestling Extreme Talk. Larry Stryker, he can be an asshole at some point and sometimes, but he's a good guy. I gotta admit. So, make sure you guys go and subscribe to all of our channels. And we'll see you next time. So yeah, that was a great video. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time.